How are we doing tonight?
And we've got Brian Orkis. He is the principal at Griffith. Hi, hey Brian.
Good morning.
And Pete Morikis. Pete, move that up to your move that, get a little tighter on that microphone. I'm just saying hello to all of you guys so I can EQ your voices. How you doing?
Good morning, Jim. Been a while.
Under the circumstances, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, you're the superintendent, Pete. Just, open it up. Tell the region what you want them to know.
The community of Griffith, the outpouring of love and support is just has blown us away. The backing and the feeling of just love. Our players have been through so much. Thank God, all of them are on the mend. But I think the best message that the best I can do right now is to just say thank you. Thank you for the caring, the support, the compassion, the prayers, and we are very appreciative beyond words.
Stacey, you're the athletic director. Let's just get a couple things out. The game's tomorrow at 5 o'clock, right?
Correct. The game's tomorrow at 5 o'clock. If you had already purchased a ticket or any pre-purchased ticket, we'll be still honored for the game tomorrow as well. We will still be selling tickets at the school today until about 4 o'clock today.
You'll be selling them till 4 o'clock today. Now, are you sending any fan buses down? Brian Orkis, what do you got, Brian?
Yeah, currently we have, I think at last check, we have about 77 to 80 students. So we're looking at definitely 2, possibly maybe 3 fan buses. We have the cutoff for that up until about 11 a.m. tomorrow morning for students to make their decision whether they want to go on that or not. So we're looking at a pretty good student following down there for sure.
Can you tell me, Stacey, what the morale is like right now? Well, or Brian, why don't you do this? You're the principal. I mean, what are kids saying? What's the feeling? I mean, talk to us.
I think just from being in the building yesterday, everybody's in really good spirits, and I think they're really thankful and taking a good look at every day the opportunities that they have. I know yesterday we had a impromptu school assembly during about second period, and I have never heard 1,200 students ranging from 7th grade to 12th grade so quiet, so attentive to the message that was being delivered by me, and then my assistant principal, Mrs. Smith, had a chance to talk. A couple of the players had a chance to talk, and a couple of faculty members also had a chance to talk. And I think, from that, there's just a tremendous amount of togetherness, I guess. And I think it opened up everybody's eyes to see how precious every day is and how many opportunities you have every day that sometimes I think you take for granted. And something like this, because of the nature of the outcome was so great, and we're so thankful for that. I think it adds an extra layer of, just an extra layer of how great every day is that you have.
That's Brian Orkis, the principal at Griffith. Let's go to Superintendent Morikis. Superintendent, by all measures, just from emergency personnel and so forth that I know in the business and so forth, you guys have handled this pretty well. It's not like you were trained for this kind of situation, but I mean it's in the back of people's mind as kind of mass mayhem coming to Griffith. Just kind of give it from the administration side what you guys, what you've done from the moment you heard and, all the way up to now.
Well, you prepare, you do your emergency plans and prepare for events you certainly hope you never need to implement. But what happened in the response of this team was phenomenal on Saturday. The sequence of events was, from my perspective, I was getting in the car with my daughter, I was getting ready to go to the game. And my youngest said, was there a bus accident? And through social media, that's how I discovered this. And from that point forward, the response of the people you see here was just phenomenal. Dustin Nelson, first administrator on the scene, coordinated our communication efforts. We had administrators at the Rensselaer Hospital. I was at Methodist South Lake, caring for the kids. We were getting constant feedback and information from Dustin and then from Brian, so we could push out information to our parents and community as quickly as we could. There was a gap of about 10 minutes, as Coach Hayes said, where we're trying to account for everyone on the bus, and that was probably the longest 10 minutes that I could imagine. Just as the pictures were coming in, the pictures were surfacing quicker than the information was, and your mind began to race. And
Pictures did surface before any information came on. I think I was on about an hour after the actual accident, and all I had at that point was pictures and parents calling here, and there was a moment of unknowing, and that was perhaps the most difficult at the time. But as it started to seep back that maybe, just maybe, everybody's alive, which for looking at that first photo, that in itself is a miracle. And that everyone's alive. I think everybody, there's six people from Griffith in here, everybody kind of nodding their head. Now, we have had a couple of injuries. You got Coach Garrett, you've got some other injuries, and I keep having somebody here. How is the bus driver? Does anybody have any information on that? I mean, the bus driver walk away. How did that go?
Andy, Miss Andy, bus driver, was readmitted to community hospital on Sunday. She's improving. My goal is to go up and see her today to check on her. That's the latest information I have at this time on her.
All right, so we've established that the game's going to be played tomorrow at 5 p.m. And does anybody want to comment on that rescheduling? You're the athletic director. You had to deal with Bobby Cox directly. How do you feel about it? Is it fair? Talk to us, Stacey.
Well, just like Coach Hayes said, we really wanted Thursday or even Friday. Speaking to the Marion people, they really wanted Monday or earlier because they was on spring break, and if they would have won, they would have been able to prepare for the championship games. They would have lost, the kids could have went on spring break. So that was the reason why they wanted earlier. The reason why we wanted later was because we wanted to get our kids a little bit more healthier as well and get some paperwork done. But dealing with Mr. Cox in this as well, I think he met halfway for both teams, with this Wednesday date as well. And we was all just happy to have that Wednesday date instead of Tuesday or even Monday.
Did you get out with Grayling to the practice yesterday?
Yeah, we was out there. We stopped by practice a little bit yesterday as well. If you want to call it practice, more of a walkthrough, if anything. Like Coach Hayes said, they did a couple layups and they walked through a few things as well. We was able to get them in the pool as well to get those muscles and relax a little bit as well yesterday. Martin
Sheely, he was on crutches at the rally on Saturday. It's a pretty big part of that team. Was he able to walk?
Martin's doing okay.
Martin's doing okay. You know what? I think what we're going to do is we're going to stay off exactly who's injured and who's not. Partly because for competitive reasons, because Marion's listening to this right now, and we don't need to give them any more information. And just the look on your face just like was a big brick on my head. Shut up, Jed, because that's not what we want to talk about. All right, let's leave it at that. Hey, how important is it for the region to come down I-65 to watch you guys tomorrow night?
It's very important. We've been getting messages from all over. Myself, from ADs from Warsaw, South Bend, Indianapolis, all over. Right now, we are probably over 700 ticket sales, just as in our community as well, and it's still selling.
Brian, the community's stepping up. And let's just hope everybody who's hearing this doesn't sit back and listen to Brian Jennings bring us a game. We need some people there.
Yeah, and I think there will be a tremendous outpouring of support, and I think that there will be a large crowd, not only from obviously the Griffith community, but I think the region as a whole, and really from across the state. I mean, we have people calling our office yesterday. Obviously, phones ringing off the hook all the time for various things, but people from Indianapolis inquiring about tickets. Can we get tickets at the site? Do we have to drive up there to get tickets? And I think it will really mean a lot to those kids to see that type of support. Again, I can't. The past 400 days, what these guys have gone through, I'm not sure you could really throw much more in their face that they haven't seen. I'm not sure that there's any team out there that can, in a game situation, do anything that they can't handle. Obviously, there's some things to work out between now and game time tomorrow, but those kids are so resilient, so tough, and have grown into great young men, and who are going to have so many great opportunities out in front of them from this point forward, that they're going to give it the best shot that they possibly can, and they have really earned the right to be able to play the game tomorrow.
We know that Coach Gary Hayes has always been kind of outspoken back from when he was at Purdue Cal, Lake Stacy, and all that stuff. So he's pretty outspoken on how he feels about what the IHSA is doing to you guys. Is there any comment any three of you guys want to make about that? And this is going to go to the superintendent. The IHSA is still coming after your boys. And how do you feel about it?
Well, first of all, I'm going to first piggyback on Brian's comments. These young men are just that. They're young men. And we've watched them grow over the years. They're kids. They're kids that have, I've watched personally. They've been to my home as friends of my own kids. For dinner, they've been there for dance pictures. They're just tremendous young men. And no one is happy or was happy with the incident that occurred with Hammond High. But at some point, you need to let it go. The kids are past it. Last year we had a tremendous dinner at our high school with the Hammond High kids, coaches, administration. Their school board came, and it was just a tremendous evening. Miss Smith, through her contacts, was able to have Etwan Moore come in and speak to our kids, and it was phenomenal. And at some point, you need to quit pounding on them.
Let's leave it right there. There's plenty of time all summer long. I'll get plenty of mileage out of talking about this and getting the region all riled up about it. What I want to do, I know you guys all got to get to school. I'm going to take a short break and have the administrators step out. Now, are these teachers at the school, or what are you guys, parents, one teacher, and so forth? Why don't I bring these three folks in from the community, and then you guys will step out. Anything else you want to tell people, Superintendent?
I just want to say thank you, and again, Jim, for you for having us on this morning, and thank you to the community of Griffith. The support and the love that you feel and our kids are feeling is very much appreciated, and thank you. Can't say thank you enough.
Brian, anything?
Just to piggyback off of what Dr. Morikis said, and I say it all the time, I believe I'm one of the luckiest people in the world, because I think I have the greatest job in the world. I love Griffith. I've been there for 12 years. I bleed black and gold, and everything through the past couple of years has just solidified the fact that I really think I have the best job in the world, and I have the ability to be with the best kids that I could possibly think of on a daily basis.
Stacey?
Same here. I'm just finishing up my first year here at Griffith, and one thing I found about Griffith is a very strong community, and I say thank you to those community.
There it is. All right, the administrators get out, and then we're going to have people that are probably in the community also, and I'll be right back. AM 1230,